Hi, so this will be my second video for the same lesson. In first video, we were dividing by a monomial, and then which was the review, and then we were dividing by binomial using factoring, and we were of course dividing the polynomials, right? One polynomial by the other. So we went over problems 1 through 4. But what if the factoring is not possible? Okay. In this case, we're using long division, and then we're using synthetic division. All right, so we will be dealing with problem number 5 and problem number 6. But before doing that, I want to go over one thing with you. Over one skill. And you were dealing with this skill when you were like in 4th grade. I think 4th or 5th grade. Let me hope that my phone is going to work with me. So, for example, what if you have to divide 747 by 2? And then we don't have a calculator. We're using the long division. And that's why we need this skill. Because anybody can push the buttons and just figure things out. Well, we need to use this skill for dividing polynomials just a little bit later. So, let's do it. How many 2's are inside of 7? 3 of them, because 2 times 3 is 6, right? 7 minus 6, we are subtracting. Please pay attention, we are subtracting. It's 1. We bring the 4 down. 2 times what is 14? 2 times 7, right? 7 times 2 is 14. So we are subtracting. We're subtracting. 0. 14 minus 14 is 0. We're bringing the 7 down. 2 times what is 7? Well, we cannot multiply anything by 2 to get 7. So another question, 2 times what is, how many 2's inside of 7? 3 of them, like right here. 2 times 3 is 6. We are subtracting. Okay, 1 is our remainder. So this is our remainder. Okay, now we are ready to write down our answer. And our answer is 373. And then our remainder is 1. But it has to be over 2 because that's what we were dividing by. Okay, so if you take your calculator and divide 747 by 2, the answer will be 373 times 0.5. Okay, so 743.5. Okay, so remember all this while we will be long dividing the polynomials. I'm going to copy the problem the way it is 2 times. One is for number 6 and one is for number 5. I'm going to copy it correctly this time because I was trying to record this video and I made a mistake. I didn't really make a mistake. I just didn't write down the problems correctly. I didn't copy them right. So this time, I hope to do the right thing. So again, okay, so this is my problem. I'm going to long divide. So I'm dividing this by x plus 8. The first question I'm going to ask myself, the first thing what I'm going to look at is x and x squared. X times what would give me x squared? X times what would give me x squared? X times x is x squared. Okay, x times x is x squared. That's what I'm going to put down. And then, but I didn't have just x here. I also had positive 8. So positive 8 times x is positive 8x. And then remember, we were subtracting. So x squared minus x squared, and then we're subtracting 3x minus 8x and 8x. So this is 0. 3x minus 8x is negative 5x. And then I'm going to bring this negative 43 down. Now I'm again asking myself a question. Okay, first I'm taking a look at this and this. So x times what is negative 5x? Negative 5. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. So I'm going to put negative 5x right here. So now 8 times negative 5 is negative 40. And again, I'm subtracting. Subtracting and subtracting. 2 negatives would give me positive. 2 negative would give me positive. Negative 5x plus 5x is 0. Negative 43 plus 40 is negative 3. So this is my remainder. Okay, so now all I have to do, I have to write down the answer. And my answer is the stuff on top here, which is x minus 5. And then we're going to put negative 3. And then on the bottom of the fraction, we're going to put x plus 8 because that's what we were dividing by. Remember? Right here? 743 from the top. So on the top here, we have x minus 5. So I'm going to put it here, and then I put it right here. And then I put whatever was the remainder. We actually could put plus in here, plus 1. So 1, and then over whatever we were dividing by, which was 2. And then here, negative 3, and then over whatever we were dividing by, and we were dividing by x plus 8. All right, so this was long division. Now we will be dealing with synthetic division. For that, we have to pay attention what are our coefficients and what is our constant. And we're gonna... Okay. Okay, my child is speaking on the phone with somebody. Lucas, go upstairs. Bye-bye. So we have to pay attention to our coefficients. No, Mama is not mad. Go upstairs. So in front of x squared, we have 1. So we're going to bring this 1 down, and I'll explain you why later. And then we see 3 in front here, so we bring down the 3. And then negative 43, we're going to bring down negative 43. And we will be, and then we will draw a box, part of a box. And then now we have to pay attention here. We're dividing by x plus 8. X plus 8. So plus 8, positive 8. We need negative 8. We need opposite. Okay, so this negative 8 is going to be going up front there. And now we're just gonna follow the steps. And I'm gonna explain you the steps. This 1 is just going down. I'm gonna put it down. So we have a number here. So now this number is going to be multiplied by negative 8. 1 times negative 8 is going to be negative 8. And now we're going to put this negative 8 under the 3. Now we will be adding these two numbers. 3 plus negative 8 is going to give me negative 5. So now we have negative 5 here. Negative 5 times negative 8 is positive 40. And we're going to put positive 40 right there. So again, we're going to add them together. Negative 43 plus 40 is going to give me negative 3. So now we're almost ready. We have to understand that this is my remainder. The last number is the remainder. This is my constant term, which will be just a number. And this is my x term. So 1 times x is x, and then constant, negative 5. So we're going to put negative 5. And then negative 3 is my remainder. And on the bottom of that, we're going to put what we were dividing by, which is x plus 8. Okay? So this is my answer. And then pay attention, the answers are the same because we were dividing the same polynomials using two different methods. The answers have to be the same. All right, now I'm going to go over number 7. Let me write the stuff down. Let me copy it right this time because last time I didn't copy this problem correctly. And I'm going to copy it twice because I'm going to use two different methods. So now I'm ready. Okay, so this is my problem number 7. So first I'm going to long divide, so I have to copy this. And I'm going to divide it by n minus 7. So the first thing I'm asking myself, by looking at these two terms, n times what would give me 2n squared? And the answer is 2n. N times what would give me 2n squared? 2n. 2n times n is n squared. This is the answer. So I'm going to put this answer down. Now, negative 7 has to be multiplied by 2n. Negative 7 times 2n is negative 14n. And we're going to subtract. And when we are subtracting and it's negative, it's positive. Two negatives give me positive. 2n squared minus 2n squared is 0. Negative 16n plus 14n is negative 2n. And then we bring down the positive 19. Now again, we ask ourselves the question again. N times what would give me negative 2n? The answer is negative 2. Negative 2 times n is negative 2n. Negative 7 times negative 2 is positive 14. It's a long division. We are subtracting. Two negatives give me positive. Negative 2n plus 2n is 0. 19 minus 14 is 5. So this is my remainder. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to write down the answer. And the answer is the stuff on top there, which is 2n minus 2. And then 5 was positive. The remainder was positive. So I'm going to put plus 5. And then I need the bottom of the fraction. And the bottom of the fraction is the stuff that we were dividing by, which was n minus 7. Sorry, my kids are screaming, not happy. Whew. All right, so we will be using synthetic division. The first thing what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at our coefficients and our constant, and we're going to bring them down. So 2, negative 16, positive 19. And then we are dividing by n minus 7. So negative 7 becomes positive 7. So this positive 7... I'm going to draw a box. And so this positive 7 is going to go right here. Now, following the steps I mentioned a little earlier, 2 goes down. 2 times 7 is 14. 14 goes here. We're adding these together. Negative 16 plus 14 is negative 2. Negative 2 times 7 is negative 14. 19 plus negative 14 is positive 5. 5 is my remainder. Negative 2 is my constant. 2 is my n term. Previously we were dealing with x term, so it was x. Now it's n. Easy. N variable. My variable is n. So my answer is 2 times n is 2n. And then negative 2 is my constant. And then positive 5 is my remainder. And then we're going to divide it by n minus 7 because that's what we were dividing by. So these two answers match. Okay, so in the next video, I will be solving problems 8, 9, and 10. But I am again requesting you to write things down, to go over this, to watch this video, and I want all this to be written in on your worksheets. I'll give you a grade for this as well. Okay? I'll talk to you later.